and they take your child, it was a he, and comes back a she. And they do this. And they do it. And often without parental consent. Can you even believe we're saying this? No, we can't believe that even you are saying this.
So that was Donald Trump at his latest rally. He said they take your he, and he comes back as she. The schools are taking your kids, folks, in case you didn't know, and turning boys into girls. My goodness, let's continue. This is Trump's latest statement.
Child goes to school, and they take your child. It was a he, and comes back a she. And they do this. And they do it. And often without parental consent. Can you even believe we're saying this? No, we can't believe that even you are saying this. Because it isn't actually happening. No school has ever changed a boy into a girl. We're supposed to believe the same schools that make you sign a permission slip for your kids to go to the planetarium are taking them for sex change operations.
How wild and crazy was that statement, folks? I thought I heard it all from Trump. The last statement he put out when he said they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, they're eating your pets. I thought that nothing can trump that. But here comes this.
And they take your child. It was a he, and comes back a she. And they do this. And they do it. And often without parental consent. Can you even believe we're saying this? No, we can't believe that even you are saying this. Because it isn't actually happening. No school has ever changed a boy into a girl. We're supposed to believe the same schools that make you sign a permission slip for your kids to go to the planetarium are taking them for sex change operations.
So Donald Trump is on this campaign trail. He is pulling out all the stopping from city to city, as we well know. Well, he stopped at the Detroit Economic Club, and this is what he had to say.
The whole country is going to be like, you want to know the truth? It'll be like Detroit. Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president.
I would say I might disagree because you and I know that there's some really, really great things happening here. And when he mentioned that, he will make Detroit come back, I don't like that term, come back. We're doing really, really well right now. We can always do better, but I would disagree with that.
Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan responding on Twitter to Trump's jabs at Detroit. Duggan tweeting, Detroit just hosted the largest NFL draft in history. The Tigers are back in the playoffs. The Lions are headed to the Super Bowl. Crime is down, and our population is growing. Lots of cities should be like Detroit, and we did it all without Trump's help.
During a recent speech in Detroit in October 2024, Donald Trump made disparaging remarks about the city. He described Detroit as a once great city and compared it to a developing area worse than many places in China. He warned that if Kamala Harris were elected, our whole country will end up being like Detroit, implying a future decline for the nation under Democratic leadership. These comments echoed similar critiques he made in the past about the city's economic struggles. However, Detroit has shown signs of improvement in recent years, including rising home values and employment. Michigan's Democratic leaders, such as Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan, strongly defended the city's progress and growth. They emphasized that Detroiters would not forget Trump's insults as the 2024 election approaches.
Well, it's not every day that a presidential candidate comes to a city to diss the same city that he's standing in. That's exactly what the former president did this afternoon. Now, it's anyone's guess exactly how this will fare for him come November, but Detroiters have opinions.
The whole country is going to be like, you want to know the truth? It'll be like Detroit. Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president.
Disparaging remarks.
And then who can forget this particular statement?
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
And then who can remember when he said the cure, while he was proposing the cure for COVID, he was telling the CDC doctors to use bleach. Oh, that one was a classic. That's going to go down in history as the biggest blunder for Trump. Let's take a listen.
So, supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number of the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
And then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute. 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that, by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets in the lungs, and it does a tremendous number on the lungs. So, it would be interesting to check that, Trump told the media.
If disinfectant enters the lungs, it can cause serious damage because these chemicals are toxic to lung tissue. Inhalation or aspiration of disinfectant can lead to a condition known as chemical pneumonitis or chemical burns in the lungs. The severity of the effects depends on the type of disinfectant, the amount inhaled, and the duration of exposure. Potential effects include 1. Irritation and inflammation. The chemicals can irritate the respiratory tract, leading to coughing, difficulty breathing, and chest pain. 2. Lung damage. Disinfectants can damage the delicate lining of the lungs, leading to inflammation, pneumonitis, and fluid buildup, which can impair oxygen exchange. 3. Chemical burns. Some disinfectants can cause chemical burns in the lung tissue, leading to scarring and permanent lung damage. 4. Acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS. In severe cases, inhaling disinfectant can cause ARDS, a life-threatening condition where the lungs fill with fluid, leading to severe breathing difficulties. 5. Long-term health issues. Depending on the exposure, long-term issues like chronic respiratory problems or reduced lung function may develop. If someone inhales disinfectant or suspects exposure, they should seek medical attention immediately to prevent further complications.
And then who can remember what he said about John McCain? The poor man was a war prisoner, and Trump never served a day in his life in the war. But yet he had the nerve to fix his mouth and say something bad about John McCain concerning his service to the United States government.
Well, it's a great applause line, and obviously they appreciate it. But referring to people as rapists, referring to John McCain, a war hero, 5.5 years as a POW, and you call him a dummy. Is that appropriate in running for president?
Okay, you got to let me speak though, Frank, because you interrupt all the time, okay? So, no, I know him too well. That's the problem. Let's take John McCain. I'm in Phoenix. We have a meeting that is going to have 500 people at the Biltmore Hotel. We get a call from the hotel. It's turmoil. Thousands and thousands of people are showing up. 3-4 days before, they're pitching tents on the hotel grass. The hotel says, we can't handle it. It's going to destroy the hotel. We move it to the convention center. We have 15,000 people. John, the biggest one ever, bigger than Bernie Sanders, bigger than 15,000 people showed up to hear me speak, bigger than anybody, and everybody knows it. A beautiful day with incredible people that were wonderful, great Americans, I will tell you. John McCain goes, oh boy, Trump makes my life difficult. He had 15,000 crazies show up, crazies. He called them all crazy. I said, they weren't crazy. They were great Americans. These people, if you would have seen these people, I know what a crazy is. I know all about crazies. These weren't crazy. So he insulted me, and he insulted everybody in that room. And I said, somebody should run against John McCain, who has been, in my opinion, not so hot. And I supported him. I supported him for president. I raised $1 million for him. It's a lot of money. I supported him. He lost. He let us down. But, he lost. So I never liked him as much after that, because I don't like losers. But Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you agree with that?
He's a war hero because he was captured, okay? You can have, and I believe perhaps he's a war hero, but right now he said some very bad things about a lot of people. So what I said is John McCain, I disagree with him that these people aren't crazy. And, very importantly, and I speak the truth, he graduated last in his class at Annapolis. So I said, nobody knows that. I said he graduated last or second to last. He graduated last in his class at Annapolis. And he was upset. I said, why, for telling the truth? See, you're not supposed to say that somebody graduated last or second to last in their class, because you're supposed to be, like Frank says, very nice. I supported him for president. I raised $1 million for him. It's a lot of money. I supported him. He lost. He let us down. But, he lost. So I never liked him as much after that, because I don't like losers. But Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you agree with that?
He's a war hero because he was captured, okay? You can have, and I believe perhaps he's a war hero, but...
Perhaps he's a war hero. He's not a war hero in Trump's eye because he was captured. Trump said he don't like people who were captured. At least John McCain was out there fighting for the country at that time. But was Trump doing? Trying to make money and build his companies.
He's not a war hero, Trump said. He was a war hero because he was captured. I like people who weren't captured. Not only had Donald Trump insulted McCain, but he also disparaged every American veteran who was a prisoner of war. Another target was journalist Megyn Kelly, who asked Trump about his insults toward women at a debate during the campaign. After the forum, Trump had this to say about Kelly. She gets out and she starts asking me all sorts of ridiculous questions, Donald Trump told CNN the day after the debate. You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her wherever. In my opinion, she was off base.
Here are some statements that had the whole country in shock. Let's start with statement number 1.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose voters. 2. I know more about ISIS than the generals do. Believe me. 3. I could care less about the political correctness. 4. It really doesn't matter what the media write as long as you've got a young and beautiful piece of ass. 5. The beauty of me is that I'm very rich. 6. I think Vladimir Putin is a very strong leader who takes care of his country. 7. If Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America? My fingers are long and beautiful, as are various other parts of my body, he claimed to Page 6 in 2011. Kim Jong-un wrote me beautiful letters and they are great letters, and we fell in love, Trump explained to followers at a rally in 2018.
This next clip is Trump saying that he can get anything. He just takes it.
She's your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes!
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald is good! Oh, my man! Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of
Set this up.
That is very... Yeah, that's it, with the gold. I gotta use some Tic Tacs just in case they start kissing her.
There is nobody that has more respect for women than I do.
I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
Those legs, all I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
I think I'm going to do very well with women. In fact, I see married women are way up right now.
She's still very beautiful. I moved on her, actually. She was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
It's huge news, Sarah.
I respect women, and I will do so much better for women.
And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
Crucially, I will also fight for the American family and American family values. Hello, how are you? Hi.
Mr. Trump, how are you?
Seeing you.
Pleasure
Terrific.
to meet you.
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the bus.
Would you like a little hug,
Okay,
darling?
absolutely.
A
Melania
little
said
hug for
this
the
was
bushy.
okay.
I just got off the bus.
Bushy.
There we go. Excellent.
Unfortunately, most of the American public now recognize these very real quotes as just par for the course for the former president, whose so-called Trumpisms are frequent enough to warrant their own Wikipedia entry.
As you leave the page, don't forget to hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.